everybody and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a different sort of video today. So today I'm going to London to meet Jessa Hastings, and she is going to be signing all of my books, and I thought I would take you along for the journey. Now I'm not leaving till about midday and the signing's not till 6:30, so I'm going to have a good couple hours walking around London, and we're just going to see what we do, try and find some bookshops, some cafes and bits and pieces. It is an absolute miserable day today though. It is raining and it's going to be raining all day, so that's a bit of a bummer. Not too excited about that, but we're gonna move on. But I'm just so excited to take you along for my bookish day in London, so let's go. the next day because when I got back it was so late last night and I really was just not in the mood to film. I was exhausted. It was such a busy day, but I had such an amazing time yesterday. So let's have a quick chat about everything. So obviously the main reason I was there was because I met Jessa Hastings, and she is such an incredible person. She was so kind and she spent so much time with each individual person. They were trying to hurry her along because we were in the queue for hours, but I mean, for her to dedicate so much time to each individual person, like, it was just incredible. So I did indeed get my books signed, which was just so we were able to get 6 books signed and one of them personalised. So the one I got personalised was Magnolia Parks because I thought it was, it's the first in the series. It's the one that kind of started everything. So I just asked her to write any quote that she kind of fancied. So she ended up writing How's the Weather Parks, which I just thought was incredible. I mean, in my tabbing system, I literally have a tab for How's the Weather because it was such an iconic moment in the book. So she signed and personalised this one, and then the rest of them she just wrote my name and signed, so they're all personalised, I suppose. They don't have a message in, but I'm okay with that. But they've all got her little signature in with my name, and I'm gonna treasure these books like for so long because it's just such an amazing night. And then I met so many incredible people while I was there as well and got to chatting. Obviously we were in the queue for hours, so we got to chatting and things like that. So I've made some like new bookish friends, which is just a wonderful time. It's just, the bookish community is just an incredible community. So you would have seen b-roll from my day as well, because I obviously went at lunchtime, so I had a good walk around London, went to some bookshops and things like that. And you probably would have seen that I did buy some books while I was out as well. It's probably not a good idea because I did have to lug them around all the way up to the event and while I was waiting at the event. So my hands and arms are so sore because I bought way too many books. Like, it's ridiculous. So the first place I bought books, I only bought books from 2 places pretty much. It was just because I didn't go there to buy books, I was just browsing. Then I went into Foyles because obviously incredible place, and then I didn't realise I could use my discount there as well. So I was like, well, these are half price books, so, and I haven't seen these at my Waterstones that I work at. I'd have to order them in and it was such a hassle, just like, well, I'm there, I might as well pick them up. So the first 2 books that made me realise I was going to be buying books yesterday was T. Kingfisher books. So this is What Moves the Dead and What Feasts at Night. It is the Sworn Soldier series. So they had absolutely like shed loads of this on the shelf, and then this one was kind of just snuck behind, so I'm not too sure if it was supposed to be there or someone was hiding it, but I've seen these everywhere and I just think the covers are stunning. And the fact that they had the first one and the second one, I was like, well, this is kind of a no-brainer because I wouldn't have picked up book 2 because that means I would have had to order book 1, and again, the hassle of that. But because book 1 was there and book 2, I was just like, well, it's meant to be. Like I said, the covers are absolutely stunning. They are very short stories as well, and I've heard really, really good things about T. Kingfisher, so I kind of want to dive into like the horror of him, I suppose. And I like the idea that they are novellas as well, so they should be quite quick reads. And I do like a fantasy book, and I'm not the biggest fan of horror. Like, I mean, you can ask my boyfriend, I don't do horror films at all. Like, they scare the crap out of me. But I feel like I'm not going to be that scared when it's in written form, so we're going to give it a go. But like I said, I mean, I love the green in this. I don't know if you can tell, like, green is like my favourite colour, but I absolutely love the green in this. And then this one is just stunning as well with the butterflies and the skull. So, I mean, and they're small hardbacks as well. They were only £10.99, so I got them for half price as well because of my discount. So, I mean, like, I got 2 books for the price of 1. This is my argument anyway. So, I'm so excited to have these. Whether I'll read them soon, whether I'll wait till like the autumn, like spookier season, October maybe. Maybe that could be a good idea, but... And then while I was queuing up, I then saw this at the till point, and it is White Nights by Dostoevsky. I have heard amazing things. I do own like 2 of his books, but I just haven't got around to them. And I've heard that obviously he's a very good author, but I have heard this is a very good place to start because his books are very, very long. And this is only like just over 100 pages. So I'm thinking this is going to be the best place for me to start with his books. I do own quite a few of the Penguin Little Black Classics. My boyfriend got me like the set of like 1 to 80 last year, and I I think I've read like 1 or 2 of them, so I do need to get around to reading that. But I thought this was another one to add to the collection. So this is number 118, but I'm excited to just give this a go. Again, this is a very good travel kind of book because it's tiny. I can just throw this in my bag. But I do want to sit and annotate this because I really want to dive into Dostoevsky's work. So, I mean, these were the 3 books that I picked up, if I can put them the right way, while I was at Foyles. It was incredible. And our non-fiction book of the month for March is Brother Do You Love Me by Manny and Ruben Coe. And while I was in Foyles, they were there, they were signing their books, so I got to meet them as well, which was an incredible experience. I kind of forgot that I met them, but that was just an incredible, they are such lovely people. So to be able to meet like another author on the same day was just incredible. But lovely people, highly recommend that book. It's such an emotional story, but yeah. So like I said, these are the 3 books I picked up at Foyles, and then I did some really bad damage. So I went to Cecil Street because I've heard that's just an incredible kind of bookish sort of street, and there was a Goldsboro shop there, and I've never been in a Goldsboro shop before, and I've seen their books online and they just do really nice special editions. I went in there, I had a good browse, I was like, oh, but I just don't need them, so I left. I was then texting my boyfriend while I was walking around Covent Gardens, and he basically convinced me, and I walked away with 6 books from Goldsboro, so yeah. So there was only 1 book I was initially texting my boyfriend about because I was just drawn to it. It had beautiful sprayed edges, and I was like, well, I have a thing for them, so and I'm never going to get the special edition again. So he convinced me, and then I was just randomly telling him about another series, and he was like, well, while you're there, you might as well treat yourself. You're not going to go back anytime soon. I was like, yeah, fair enough. So the main book I went back for was Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. Now, I have a thing about dragons. I love dragons. A book about dragons I'm probably going to devour and love. Dragons are my thing. And I've seen this around for absolutely ages, and I've wanted to pick it up, and then we just never got it back in the shop, and I just kind of forgot about it. But when I saw the sprayed edges, I was like, oh, it's dragon sprayed edges. I mean, why would I not want that? So I was just like, and it is a signed first edition as well. It tells you how many copies there were, and you know, it's signed, and it's just like, I have a thing about special editions as well. So I was convinced. Because when I went back into the shop, she was like, oh, was there a book that kind of caught your eye? And I was just like, yes, it's dragons, it's dragons. So this is going to look stunning on my dragon shelf. I think I'm going to display it so we can see the sprayed edges, because I just think that up there is going to be incredible. And then the series that I was like, oh my god, there's 4 books there. So it's a 4-book series, like they're all sprayed, they're all signed. It's just like, so I ended up taking them off the shelf, and then the lady at the counter was like, oh, that's book 5. I was like, what do you mean that's book 5? Like there's 4 books, and I didn't realise it had it written on there. So there was book 5, book 2, book 3 and book 4. And she was like, well, did you want all 5? And I was like, well, yeah, I suppose. I don't really want to buy all of them and like not have book 1. So she did a bit of digging and ended up finding book 1 for me, which was also signed and sprayed. So I did buy more than what I was planning on anyway. So that series is The Shadows and Crowns by S.M. Gaither, I believe. I could be mispronouncing that. So this is the first book, which is The Song of the Marked, which she ended up having to find for me. Now, from what she told me, these were only published in paperback. Like, you can't get them in hardback. It's only Goldsboro who has done them as a special edition in the hardback, and I was like, so I need them because it is a fantasy. It looks like a romantasy. I've got no idea what this is about. The covers drew me in, the sprayed edges drew me in, and the fact that they are signed as well, and it's just like, I have no words. Like, I just needed them. So there was only 1,000 copies signed by the author, so I am one of 1,000 people who has this amazing book. But obviously it doesn't end there. So we have The Song of the Marked, which is book 1. We have A Twist of the Blade, which is book 2, with amazing purple sprayed edges. And from what I know, she signed them all with the matching colour for the edges, which, little details, but incredible. So that is book 2. We then have The Call of the Void, which is book 3, with these very bright orange sprayed edges and an orange signature. We then have A Crown of the Gods, which is book 4, with a very nice blue sprayed edge, and it should be a blue signature inside. And then book 5, which is The Queen of the Dawn, and again, lovely pink sprayed edges, and this should be signed as well. So it's just I just couldn't say no. I can just about hold them up, but I mean, look how bright and colourful they are. Tell me this is not worth the money. Please don't, because I'm not returning them. But I mean, just look at them. They are incredible. I can't wait to put these on my bookshelf and display them and get around to reading them as well. I should probably read the back of the blurb and just see what they're about, but from what I know, they are a romantasy. I did have a quick look on Goodreads and they are very highly rated, so that's always a positive. Oh, I forgot to add that one as well, my dragon one. So yes, I spent far too much money yesterday, but I mean, I am a book collector, so this is just another excuse to get more bookshelves, so I'm okay with that. So I believe that was all the books that I did pick up. I'm trying to think. I didn't buy anything at Waterstones. I was hoping they were going to have Never by Jessa Hastings there that I could buy and sign, because that's the only book by her that I don't own yet, but that wasn't there, so I wasn't able to do that. So I might look at buying that separately, but I do think I've spent enough money for the time being that I don't need to get any more books for now. But thank you for joining me on my trip to London. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. I tried to record like everything that I was doing just to show you everything, but it was very overwhelming and the weather was awful. It was raining for most of the day. It was very hard to kind of get content, but I tried my best, so hopefully you liked it. Thank you for listening to me ramble about the haul. In no way am I trying to brag or anything like that. I just have a habit of spending all my money on books. I don't buy clothes, don't buy shoes, I don't buy handbags, I don't buy makeup, I buy books. All of my spare money goes on books. But thank you so much for watching. If you did like what you see, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. It honestly means the world to me, and I shall see you in my next video.